Stellantis, ladies and gentlemen, is in serious trouble. Maybe bankruptcy trouble. And it's for a myriad of issues. We did a live stream, we talked about it. I wanted to publish also as a regular video so we could discuss it in the comments. This does not look good. Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and in today's video, I got to talk about what's going on. Stellantis' stock just closed here a little while ago at, let me get the exact number for you in real time, $14.05. They issued updates to their numbers, or what their prospectus of what they expect to happen in this coming quarter and for the rest of the year. And they went from, it was either 15 or 12% down to like 6%, like basically cut what they think that they're going to generate profits wise by half. Think about that for a second. This is the same company that in the last quarter lost like 47% of their profit over the quarter before that. And the next earnings aren't even there yet, and that's why I think they're trying to get ahead of it, and they just cut it in half again. You do that with losing executives that have steered these companies in Jeep, Dodge, Ram, etc. in a positive road to be a cash cow for Stellantis for years, and they walk away because your CEO, Carlos Tavares, is arrogant. He's on a train wreck mission to get a strike out of the UAW. He's cut every single product that the public actually wanted, even stuff I don't even like the Jeep Renegade and stuff like that. He cut all of these products that the public actually liked. The Cherokee, the Renegade, the gas-powered Charger, the Challenger, removed V8s from Ram trucks, and then expected profits to, I guess, somehow go up. Customers are choosing GM and Ford over Stellantis and the new Ram. I don't care about their JD Power, initial quality, blah, 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 Ram. It doesn't matter. Absolutely does not matter. And right now, there's a live stream going on right now at the UAW, and I published a video on that today, and I fully expect Shawn Fain to say, hey, we're going to vote for a strike authorization against Stellantis. Maybe the whole auto industry, who knows? Because they got cut at GM too with some Mickey Mouse stuff, and Ford over the Lightning. I see, and not to mention we have everything going on the East Coast and the Gulf Coast with the longshoremen set to strike today. But the problem with Stellantis isn't just the products. It's the decision-making at the top. Carlos Tavares is single-handedly responsible for the issues, for destroying a cash cow company. And it's why they're going to be facing securities fraud lawsuits. I talked about this in a previous video, maybe 3-4 videos ago. It was only a couple days ago that I said massive money is getting behind shorting Stellantis' stock. Why would all of these millions of dollars be shorting Stellantis' stock? They had inside information. They knew from the board, whether it was Exor or whether it was on the Peugeot side, or whether it was both, the French and the Italian families knew that this was going to happen, and either by proxies or maybe the information just leaked out to the right people. They short the stock by millions, and then the stock drops 14% today? Come on, man. Or is that the French and Italian families that own the majority of this company hedging, getting some money back, hedging their bets over their losses because of Carlos Tavares' incompetence? The decisions made by Carlos Tavares is what's caused the problems that we have with Stellantis now. Deciding to completely kill the Hemi was a dumb-ass decision. Even buying carbon credits from Tesla and paying the fines, which you could have contested in court with the Chevron decision, but you didn't. Paying the fines, you were profitable. You still made billions with a B of dollars with the Hemi. And you decided, we don't want that anymore. We want to go in a different direction. And you do. To your credit, you do. You go to this full EV crap, which has been a friggin' disaster. Your Jeep Avenger is falling flat on its mother effing face in Europe and Australia. Your Charger is not going to sell here. And now the stock has lost over 50% in the last 6 months. Half of your company's valuation is gone. Any other person doing any other job in the world would have been fired months ago. That tells me two things. It's either one, intentional, or not only is the CEO incompetent, but the board is incompetent too. And it's a bunch of heirs and heiresses from both of these families in France and Italy that have not a friggin' clue about the auto industry in North America, and now they're getting their asses handed to them. Welcome to bankruptcy, because that's what comes next. Because you've put all your eggs in one basket on this EV crap that you, as the CEO, Carlos Tavares, is fighting Europe because now the EU is trying to back away from these emission standards. Depending on what happens in November, we could see the United States completely back away from these emission standards. And now you've set your company up completely as an electric vehicle company that's going to fall flat on its face. I think the board knows this at this point, that they're going to have to change direction. Wouldn't surprise me if we have 2026 or 2027 Rams with a V8 in it again. Would not surprise me in the slightest. In the slightest. What happens though, or what I think will happen, is Carlos Tavares is going to push the issue with the UAW and is going to try to cut more labor here, and they're going to move more of the internal combustion engine products to Canada and Mexico to silently kill the unions, the UAW, in the United States. I 100% see that happening. And it's sad because a lot of the union membership is going to go for it because their leadership is also corrupt and retarded. I don't see Stellantis surviving. This is really bad. Really, really bad. And unless they have a change of leadership, like right now, and they immediately change this product lineup, which wouldn't happen for like another 18 months to 2 years before they could get this stuff back out, I don't think Stellantis survives as it currently sits. I think Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram gets fire sold out to equity firms. The brands as you know it today are gone. They're dead. They're not coming back. Maserati probably goes to Ferrari. Peugeot goes back to being the piece of crap that they are in France. They're just absolute trash as it is anyway. And Stellantis, as we know it, is a wrap. There's only one way to fix that. They gotta fire Carlos Tavares right now. They got to fire him now. They have to set a replacement that knows this market. I've said it before, and I've already talked about in the live stream who the internal rumblings were. That there's internal rumblings that it's Tim Kuniskis, that he could come back and run Stellantis whole. Being that the North American brands are the cash cow, maybe he's not European-centric. I know that, OC Motivator floated the idea of splitting the company into, America and European and having a CEO for each. Maybe having John Elkin monitor both of them. But I got to be honest with you, they're not going to do that. I think what's going to happen is, if they're smart, they get Tim Kuniskis in there. He starts to make the changes. Maybe they can retool Brampton quickly. If they have, I think Brampton's dead because they've sold so much of the property around it, and they kicked the contractors out. So they're not retooling the factory, so it's for sale. But maybe they could get Belvedere up and running, and they could start selling a Ram Dakota in the next 18 to 24 months. At like 20 grand. I think the new CEO has to come in, and I think they have to move units and take less money per vehicle. Like 2,500 to 5 grand in profit on each vehicle they send to a dealer is more than enough money. The company would be profitable. It wouldn't make as much per unit, and that's the problem. Tavares is trying to make so much money per unit, and he has cut suppliers, all these costs, that it's now damaging the brand. None of these vehicles are reliable. They're all pieces of crap. Anybody that's bought a Dodge Hornet can tell you that it's been to the dealership at least once. I have not seen anybody post anything about my Hornet has been trouble-free. Wagoneers locking up, on the highway, parking pin, vehicles dying. They get down like 20 miles an hour. It throws the parking pins, and they're locked up in the middle of the friggin' street with a bricked Jeep Grand Wagoneer. That sounds safe. Hurricane engines blowing up in Rams and blowing up in Wagoneers because the thermostats are defective. All of these parts that were made cheaper are a direct result of Carlos Tavares, but you still want $115,000 for one of these vehicles. It doesn't work that way. They're going to have to cut. Those $115,000 Wagoneers are going to have to be $65,000 Wagoneers. You do that, and at that point, when they do that, they might be able to turn it around. Those $65,000, $70,000 Wranglers, they're going to have to be $35,000 Wranglers, $40,000 Wranglers. And Stellantis is going to have to lean on the dealers and threaten them with their franchises that if they rapidly mark up these vehicles super high over invoice, that they will pull their friggin' franchise agreement. And if they don't do it, they won't be here. Those are the things that have to happen. Period. End of story. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Let me know what you think of my assessment. Let's talk about what happened with the UAW as well today during their live stream. Let's chat about it in the comments. Until next time, as always, stay petty, my friends.